Hello, I'm putting this little video together for the 10 or so families, 10 or 12 families who have told me in the last 2 weeks that they're at least a little bit interested in this idea of Hop and Bop Church. It's been a delightful 2 weeks for me talking to people. I thought that the idea of a Hop and Bop Church is a great idea, but it's been really nice just to talk to people and see that actually, this could be something that works for a bunch of families around Bondi. So I'm putting together this short video to try and just outline really briefly what the idea is, secondly, why we're going to do it, and thirdly, how you might be involved with your family in a way that suits you. So let me go with, first of all, what is the idea? The idea is to put on church in the morning on Sundays in the format of Hop and Bop. So when I talk about church, I'm talking about connecting with God, engaging with God through reading the Bible and knowing Jesus, through singing songs and learning to pray, but in a format that really works for families of young children. And when I say young children, I mean anything from, little babies can turn up, that'd be great, but a way that's going to try and engage little kids like maybe 2-year-olds, hopefully all the way through to my 9-year-old son, Herbert, who I think will be able to engage as well and just help out in different ways. So it's for young families because we have a really good church in the afternoon at 5 p.m, but I understand that it's hard with a 2, 3, 4-year-old to be anywhere other than in the bath or eating food at home. And so church in the afternoon is not optimal for a lot of families. So we want to put on a church for young families, and we're going to do it in the format of Hop and Bop because we know, if there's anything that's a success in Bondi, it's Hop and Bop, isn't it? It's just, it's always full, and we've got a waiting list. We know that it's a way that people like to hang out. Both the kids are engaged, but also it's nice for the families to have closed gates and good coffee and a bit of space to connect with one another. So that's the idea, and we're talking about putting it on Sunday, June 6th, and at 9 or 9:30. And actually, I'd be interested to hear what time you think makes most sense, 9 or 9:30 in the morning, or perhaps another time. But I think one of those times makes sense, and I'd love to hear what you think about that too. That's the idea. Secondly now, why are we talking about doing this? Just to give real transparency, it's because Jesus is good news. Jesus and faith in Jesus, the Bible talks about it as an anchor for the soul, that through all the different kinds of storms that come in life, to have faith in Jesus is to have an anchor for yourself, to not be thrown about too much. We might go up and down, but to be held and not be kind of set adrift. And I found this myself, and I want it for my kids, and to an extent they do have that. And we want to put on a church where people can engage with Jesus and find that anchor for their souls. But not just for us, say 10 or 12 families, as I say, that are really interested in this idea, but really for anybody in Bondi and for the many, many families in Bondi. Bondi is a fun place, and as a pastor, I find that a lot of people are just not familiar with Christianity, with Jesus. And Hop and Bop has been a great way for our church to begin to engage with people that are not familiar with Jesus. And I think this Hop and Bop Church on Sunday mornings is going to be a really great next step for people to continue finding out who Jesus is and maybe even connecting with him themselves. So that's why we're doing this Hop and Bop Church on Sunday mornings. And now I'd really like to just give you an invitation of how your family might be involved. There's lots to do. There's coffee to make and hand out and orders to take. There's QR codes that we've got to have someone at the door. You've seen me at the door, haven't you? Or perhaps others. There's lots of bits and pieces that just need to happen. And so I'd love to see if you and your family would like to help. Now, I do want to say, I understand it's hard to help when you've got kids. And so when I talk about helping, I'm really talking about having your kids with you and doing it together. I think that is both a lovely thing for your kids to be part of a community project and helping, and so they can be holding the QR code, or they might be at least handing the piece of paper, if not writing the coffee orders, because I think it's lovely for them, but also just a bit more effective, because it's hard to help with your kids if they're not part of it. They'll be kind of you need to be with them, don't you, most of the time. So need some help. You might actually have not just some general skills like how to write coffee orders or hand out coffee or take QR codes, but you might have some real good gifts. A bit more specific, like you might like to lead the singing. Now, if you don't want to, that's fine, but you might like to. Or you might like to read the Bible story, or you might like to make coffees. So if you've got particular things that you're really good at and would like to contribute in a particular way, I'd love your help on that as well. But there is just a bunch of unskilled labor that I need some help with. But maybe even more importantly, just you being a family here with us warms the room up, and welcoming people as they come in the door and showing that you think this is a good thing to be doing. That can be a really great blessing to other people, our neighbours, as they come in and check it out, to see that you're here, whether they know you or not, just to see that there's a few bodies in the room, and there's something is happening. So I really want to encourage you to let me know if you'd like to be part of the volunteer family team, a team of families who are volunteering to make this happen. And what I want you to do over the next month, or maybe it's about a month until we're going to open up on the 6th of June. There's 4 things that I'd invite you to do. Firstly, I'd love you to pray as a family. And that's a special thing. It's a spiritual thing to be able to pray as a family and to have something quite specific to ask God to do and then see Him answer those prayers. So I want to invite you to start praying with your family, if your family prays. And secondly, I want to invite you to think about what you're good at and what you like to do, how you like to help, and let me know some of those ways so that we can start to fill some of those roles and make sure it happens. Thirdly, I'd like you to consider at least one family that you could bring along in one of the first few weeks. And fourthly, I'd like you to pick a Sunday in the first 2 months, Sunday in June or Sunday in July, that you could cover the baking. Either bring the baking or maybe buy some baking so that we've got some food, some morning tea to share together. So if you pick one Sunday in the first month or two, June or July. Let me know how you'd like to help. Now, if you just feel a bit overburdened and you think we're just surviving with our new baby or whatever it is, we can't bake, that's fine. If you just want to say, we'll be there on the Sunday, but we're not going to be able to do anything beforehand or be part of helping out, that's okay too. You're really welcome. I'd love to have you along as well. So there is the idea, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how you might be a part. Have a think about it, have a pray about it, and let me know if you can join us. Thanks.